So, yeah, this is my second video log. I think I'll call it that instead of a vlog. It sounds kind of wrong. The things I want to talk about this time, well, I mean, last time I didn't talk about anything really, but to start with, about 3 weeks ago I had surgery in Germany. I've been waiting something like 7 years for that. The thing is that I live in the Netherlands, and that kind of surgery was not possible in the Netherlands. Yeah, for those who haven't seen anything of me before and who don't know anything about my story, the short version is that I am a hermaphrodite, an intersexual person, or intersex as it should be called, which means that I have both male and female reproductive organs, or the beginnings of it at least. During that surgery, it was found that I have a prostate remnant, a vagina which hasn't fully developed. I have, well, something like testicles, but they don't really work. Still getting a biopsy of that. And yeah, well, I've been fighting basically for 7 years in the Netherlands to get that kind of surgery and examination. It's, I guess, at one side I'm happy that it has finally happened, but at the other end I kind of feel very terrible and very bitter about it. Because the thing is that in the Netherlands, well, as I found out, in the Netherlands the physicians have been lying to me. That or they're just bloody incompetent and should not be allowed to practice whatever they're doing. Things like falsifying a mosaic test, mosaic, well, however you pronounce it, but I'm most likely an XXXY hermaphrodite, basically the result of two embryos merging during pregnancy, resulting in, well, combination, male-female cells together. Well, but with that mosaic test in the UMCG hospital here in the Netherlands, they only tested one tissue, which isn't enough, because you need to test a lot of different tissues, something like 20 or 30. So yeah, they lied about that. I've had 3 MRI scans, one in Germany, 2 in the Netherlands. In Germany, two clinics initially said that they could see a vagina on the MRI scan, which meant that I had to be a hermaphrodite since I also have a penis. In the Netherlands, they denied that they could see anything unusual on it. 2 more MRI scans were made in the Netherlands, one by accident. They kept saying in the Netherlands that they could not see anything unusual on it. With this surgery, a couple of weeks ago in Germany, the surgeon did find a vagina, and even on the ultrasound it was quite clearly visible. I mean, I could see it when you press on the spot down there. You could actually see it move. So, yeah. That's why I'm, well, I hope to kind of find some, I don't know, closure, I guess, by starting a legal case, damages case against those hospitals. It's it's not going to be easy, it's not going to be something which will, yeah, it might take a few years. And I really hope that I can get some media attention for it to show the world the true face of the Netherlands, namely an intolerant, I would say, yeah, very binary black and white country, where you're expected to be either male or female, and homosexual relationships are frowned upon. I mean, in Amsterdam alone each year, over 1,000 homosexuals get beaten up every year, which is a lot and not many people know it. So yeah, that's also why I'm going to leave the Netherlands. While I'm working on it, I am trying to find a job somewhere in a country where I can be accepted, because here in the Netherlands the policy they use for people like me is called DSD, disorder of sexual development. This basically means that they see what I have as a birth defect, and a birth defect is corrected through surgery. Ergo, apparently they try to help me here in their own twisted way by brainwashing me into believing that I had to be transsexual and had to get sexual reassignment surgery to become normal. Male, female, didn't matter to them, just become something normal. They never use the word intersex. It's not used in the Netherlands. The law I'm trying to use soon for having my official gender change, because on my ID card and passport I'm still officially male, if you can believe it. It's very humiliating and confusing and embarrassing for me and others. So, but that law, this 124 civil code in the Netherlands here, that law, as far as I know, never been used, because no physician in the Netherlands will ever call anyone here intersex, which means they cannot qualify for that law. So they have to use, well, they have to undergo invasive surgery to get it, well, to make use of the gender change law for transsexuals. This is very twisted, this is very wrong. It doesn't even touch upon the moral wrongness, the inhumanity of the countless infants in the Netherlands and also in other countries who receive genital surgery when they're only a few months old to correct their intersex condition. This also often turns out is the wrong choice, and those children, when they're grown up, well, let's just say that a lot of transsexuals are actually not transsexuals, but they are intersex people who underwent that kind of genital surgery as an infant. This is a horror story in itself. But anyway, my story, well, like I said, after the surgery in Germany, I feel happy that I finally know how my body is put together. I'm very happy about that. It's good to know the facts. But it's still not easy. It's still not easy to be like this. Especially not in a country like this, which will never accept me, where the physicians will never accept me, where psychologists will keep denying that they were right in Germany, where I have to start and hopefully finish one of the biggest legal cases in the Netherlands, just to get the acknowledgement that yes, intersex people exist,
And yes, they have human rights. Because in the end, I guess, what it comes down to is that here in the Netherlands, my rights, my human rights, have been violated by denying me medical attention I required, and basically just applying mental torture, I guess. I do have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I have DID. It's this dissociative identity disorder. They are the result of the extreme emotional and mental traumas I have had to endure these years. And I guess I really should be focusing on my future now, but it's so hard. I mean, getting to another country, it means getting a job there, but that's not easy. It's not easy if you're feeling fine, if you are in a currently stable position. But I'm not neither. So if there's anyone out there, a fun company which doesn't mind intersex people, which doesn't mind someone with PTSD and stuff. A country in a company in a country like Canada, Norway even. I mean, just a country where people are actually tolerant, where the medical system is not backwards. I would love to get hired into a company like that, just so that I can have a future. Because at this moment, I do have some work, I have some income, I do not have enough income to support myself. I can't stay in the Netherlands. You could compare it to someone who lives in an abusive household. You don't want to stay there either. I don't want to stay here in this country, which has caused me so much harm, where I will never be happy. So yeah, I don't know about my future. I hope that the legal case against those hospitals will actually get a go-ahead from the judge. And I hope that I get a lot of media attention for it from, I guess, national and foreign media. Because what has happened here, what has happened to me, I mean, I cannot even fully grasp it. If I think about it too much, it is far too much to handle. So yeah, well, this vlog has been quite a bit longer than the previous one. I guess I'll get some, well, relax a bit, eat some lunch. I'm always late with lunch. And hopefully until next time. Bye.